Jeffrey Dahmer began to drink heavily after enrolling in college. His attempt to lead a normal life was not going according to plan.
After he had flunked out of Ohio State for being drunk and then got kicked out of the Army, he had a short stint down in Florida. Didn't last very long.
With no job and no skills, but consumed with the desire to kill again, Dahmer went to live with his grandmother in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was here that Dahmer tried to find solace in religion.
And he said when he first came to West Dallas, he would go with Grandma to church on Sundays. He tried to read the Bible. He totally didn't do anything homosexual. He didn't try to get involved with any kind of gay stuff. He said he really thought, this is the way to go. Religion is going to be my savior.
For a while, Dahmer was able to control his urges. However, this proved to be the calm before the storm.
An interesting thing that tipped the balance for him was he was at the Wauwatosa Library. As he was sitting there reading a book, a young man walked by him and threw a crumpled up piece of paper in front of him and walked by. And Jeff took it, opened it up, and inside it said, "If you want a blowjob, meet me in the men's room."
Do you think that note-throwing thing was kind of a catalyst, kind of a trip-off?
It seems that way to me.
Yeah.
Because that's when everything started falling apart.
What did that mean to you? I mean, this...
It just was just sitting there sort of throwing out a challenge to whoever, and sure enough, it started falling apart.
You didn't follow the guy. You didn't meet up with him.
He said that set the stage for seeking more contact from a sexual side with young men, and that led to homicide, and that went on 17 more times.
Incapable of relating to people, but desperate for his own brand of necrophilic sexual contact, in 1985, Dahmer started to hang out in gay bathhouses, where he would take his partner to a cubicle and drug them.
He was a very selfish lover. He wanted to be the giver. He did not want to be the receiver of homosexual sex. Actually, he enjoyed oral and anal sex, but did not want anyone to perform anal sex on him.
Sex for Dahmer was a matter of obtaining and exercising physical control of his partner. But when word got around that he was drugging young men, he was banned from the local homosexual hangouts, so resorted to using hotels.
Jeff met an individual at a tavern and convinced him to come back where he had a room here at the Ambassador Hotel. And he brought the gentleman back to his hotel, drugged him with the drug-alcohol combination. And then Jeff himself, according to he blacked out. When he woke up in the morning, this person was lying next to him dead, and was beaten about the face and the chest and the body. And Jeff figured that he did kill him, but he didn't. He couldn't remember doing it because he was in an alcoholic blackout.
He went to a department store across the street, and he bought a very large suitcase, or a small trunk, if you will, and brought it up to the room and put the body in it, and actually had the hotel busboy help him bring the body down to the street where he hailed a cab. The cab driver helped him load it into the cab and said to Dahmer, "This is really heavy, buddy. What do you got in here, a body?" And Dahmer said, "Yeah, I do," and they both laughed about it.
After the Ambassador one, did you find that pleasurable, or was that equally frightening? Yeah. For what reason was that one frightening?
Because it was a totally unplanned, it was a total surprise to me that it happened.
That it happened, yeah.
For the people of Milwaukee, it was just the beginning of a killing spree that would last 5 years. District Attorney Michael McCann remembers the time well.
Dahmer killed 16 young men between 1987 and 1991. We had no idea that a serial slayer was operating in our city.
From this moment onwards, Dahmer continued to kill. Sometimes there would be months, weeks, or even just days between his killings. After already killing 4 men, in August 1988, Dahmer made a fatal mistake. His 5th victim escaped. The police were called and Dahmer was arrested for molesting and taking photographs of a 13-year-old boy. With the police and the court unaware of his grisly death toll, he was sentenced to only 12 months in a low-security prison. His defense lawyer was Gerald Boyle.
He had to spend first year in a very, very uncomfortable environment of the county jail, where he could only get out to go to work, in a very hard way to serve time. So the judge gave him this very strong sentence, but nobody could guess. He had already killed 4 people by that time.
Dahmer's sentence was reduced after he made a desperate plea to the court, stating that what he did was deplorable and assuring the judge that it would never happen again. But it soon would.